Hi everyone, I'm Kishore. Today we are going to see about RL78 microcontroller architecture. Introduction. Features of RL78 MCU family, architecture, instruction set, classification of registers, and the total memory map. Now we are going to see about the introduction. Basically, what is a microcontroller? A microcontroller consists of a processor core for executing instructions, memory for storing data, and supporting peripheral components which add functionality or improve performance. RL78 is a 16-bit microcontroller which delivers ultra-low power consumption, enhanced performance, high integration, and an extensive range of powerful peripheral functions. Now let's see about the features of RL78 MCU family. The RL78 family is classified into three cores: S1, S2, and S3. It has a three-stage pipeline CISC architecture. CISC means complex instruction set computer. It has an address space of 1 megabyte, and S1 core supports 71 types of instructions. S2 core supports 75, and S3 core supports 81 respectively. Data allocation is of the type little endian, which means that LSB bits stored before the MSB bits, and it has 8 general purpose registers. Now we are going to look up at the architecture. RL78 instruction set architecture. Basically, what is an instruction set architecture means? A processor instruction set architecture defines the data types, registers, addressing modes, and instructions available to an assembly language programmer or compiler's code generator. The RL78 ISA supports multiple data types, that is of bit. Each and every bit we can access, or we can access in a byte wise, or we can access in a word wise as well. This is the basic architecture block. Here we can see code memory, instruction decoder, instruction address generation, program counter, register file which is connected to the ALU, and the ALU has two MUX parts, and it has data memory, internal RAM and flash, data address generation unit. Now let's see about the instruction set. There are general instructions for data movement and loading, addition and subtraction, increment and decrement, logical operations, shift and rotate, conditional and unconditional branching, subroutine call and return, and data stack manipulations. And there are also processor control instructions for selecting the register bank, enabling or disabling interrupt, and halting or stopping the processor. This is the basic instruction set. For data transfer, we are going to have for 1-bit data transfers, we have command as MOV1, and for 8-bit data transfers, we have command of MOV XEH, 1B, etc. And for 16-bit, we have MOVW, 1W, CLRW. Like that, for every type of operations, Hi guys. Now we are going to discuss about the Arduino Mega 2560 microcontroller. Now let's see each and every part. This is the power jack. You can connect this from here, this port, the port here, to our computer, to a USB computer. This is the power jack. Here this part is the oscillator. Here this Arduino Mega 2560 has a clock of 16 megahertz. This is the processor. This is the Atmega 2560 processor. Here Atmega 2560 processor. Here Arduino board provides a reset button. If we can push means like we can rerun the program. That's what means. If we have to stop a program, we can push the restart button like that. Reset button, sorry. So here this pin is a 3.3 volt pin, 5 volt pin, ground pin, and voltage input. So these are the powers. So from this 5 volt pin, we can take input, and we have connected, and we can connect give this type of input to other circuits in our breadboard. So A0 to A7, this is the analog pin. If we have 15 analog pins actually, A0 to A16, A0 to A15. This is the analog pin. So it can read analog values as well, continuous waveform like values, and it has digital pins from 13 to up to 53. It has that much digital pins actually. So for a pulse width modulation, we have to use this row. For PWM pins, we have to use this row. And in this row, we can see here transfer TX0, RX0, transmitter, receiver 1. We can use it as a serial port there. Then 14, 15, 16 for third type of transmitter, second transmitter, first transmitter, like that. So we can use nearly 1, 2, 3, 4 types of transmit receive communication at a simultaneous time. Thank you. Hi guys, what we are seeing now is a 16x2 LCD display. It has 16 pins actually. The display is of 16 pixels and 2 rows. That's why we call it a 16x2. At the back side of this, we have the pin configuration. First one is VSS, second pin is VCC, third one is VEE, fourth one RS, like that. Every configurations. So what we can do with this LCD display is, if we configure this with the Arduino board, we can write a code and we can write any values within this LCD display, whatever we wish to mint. Like we have seen in the buses, or transportation buses, each and every bus has a backside a big display where each characters go move forward, right? So it's like that. Basic example. That is a basic application for this LCD display. Here what we are saying is the PIR sensor, passive infrared sensor. This sensor is different from IR sensor. Like it captures the image. It also sends out the IR signal, and it views and it senses the thermal variations in its view, in its field of view. Like what to say, it constantly emits some IR radiation. Okay, now if we keep our hand closer, so IR radiation gets scattered, and there's due to a thermal variation in our body. So that type of thermal detection it does, and we can use it to trigger a circuit for alarm circuits like that, etc. Thank you. Yeah. Hi guys. We have connected the Arduino Mega 2560 microcontroller to an IR sensor. So this is the IR sensor. It has two LEDs at the top. one is for transmitting IR signals and one is for receiving IR signals. See, what happens is that if a man goes to the top, IR signal gets reflected back from my hand and is directed back at the LED, at that another LED. So when it's directed, it means that an object is above the IR sensor. It means that an object is detected, and we have connected an LED to the microcontroller. So whenever an object is detected, the LED glows. So this type of circuit is implemented. Now let's just take the IR sensor at the top. As you can see now, this is the IR sensor. The black one is the emitter, and the white LED is the receiver. So it has 3 pins: out, ground, and VCC. The out pin is actually connected to the. This is the out wire. Output is connected to the number 2, and then the LED is connected to number 13. So now we are going to see the code part, where you can see that int IR sensor equal to 2, which is the sensor pin is connected to pin 2, and LED is equal to 13. We have connected the LED to the 13th pin of the Arduino. Void setup, pin mode IR sensor comma input. So we are receiving input from IR sensor, and we are going to show output as in an LED. So in loop, void loop we have to declare, and we are declaring status sensor is equal to digital read of IR sensor. What is digital read is that it reads the IR sensor value, the signal, as a digital signal. So it's either 1 or 0. So if status sensor is 1, which means high, now we are going to write the LED as a low, because like if it's 1 means it does not actually receive. There's no object there. So if there is 0 means then the object gets reflected, the signal gets reflected, and we are going to write it as LED high. This is the practical implementation of an IR sensor. IR sensor has various applications. We can use them to include light switches, phones, doorbells, etc., and many other applications